afternoon, everyone. My name is Detective Dean Nickel from the Calgary Police Service Economic Crimes Unit. And I am here today to ask for public assistance on behalf of my unit and the Calgary Police Service in identifying a group of people who have been going to various retailers and supermarkets in the Calgary area and using fraudulent credit cards in order to purchase large amounts of prepaid Visa gift cards and prepaid MasterCard gift cards. Between mid-November and mid-December of 2012, one male and two females have gone to several food stores and retail outlets and have used specific fake chip and pin type credit cards which do not have a real chip activated. The suspects will attempt to use this fake card knowing that the chip and pin insertion method will fail to transact with the fake credit card. After the failure, an employee will then have to use a swiping method for the mag stripe data on the rear of the card, also known as the fallback method. In these cases, the magnetic stripe data that was used on the back of this card was obtained from other compromised and skimmed credit cards elsewhere. In order to complete these fraudulent transactions, the culprits have, in some cases, provided fraudulent Quebec driver's licenses as verification of identity. The name on the driver's license will match the name embossed on the fake credit card. Following the transactions, the merchants then discover that the credit card used was false. Due to the use of the swiping method used in transacting on the card, the merchant is then put at a financial loss. It is believed that these culprits are part of a larger theft and fraud ring which has been operating throughout the province of Alberta. The male suspect is described as a Caucasian male between 20 and 25 years of age, approximately 5 feet 10 inches with a medium build, with brown hair and brown eyes. This man has also been seen wearing a very distinctive brown bomber-style jacket with white fur-trimmed collar. On some occasions, this man also wears a dark-colored ball cap. The female suspects are described as being in their late teens or early 20s, short in stature, with slim builds and darker shades of skin. One female suspect had black hair slightly below the shoulders, while the other female has black hair to the waist length. Both tend to wear tight-fitting clothing. Photographs of these suspects are available, compliments of the City of Calgary and the Calgary Police Service. And at this time, I am open and available for any questions you may have. So far, we have 2 formal reports on the system within the Calgary area. It's my understanding that the Royal Canadian Mounted Police have reports within their jurisdictions as well, as do, I believe, the Edmonton Police Service.
There are some businesses that don't allow the use of a credit card to buy such gift cards. Other businesses won't allow that fallback method. Mm-hmm. They ask for another. Are these things that you would recommend in terms of a retailer protecting themselves from this kind of fraud?
Certainly. One of the recommendations that we make is that the merchants follow the policies and procedures that go with their method of payment with the point of sale device. If a point of sale device requires a chip and pin method, and that method, for whatever reason, does not work, we do not recommend the fallback method.
And then in terms of, some companies going as far as not allowing a credit card to be used to buy these debit cards, I imagine that would be, then you certainly wouldn't become a victim of this scam.
Well, certainly any large purchase of gift cards using a credit card that seemingly doesn't work in the point of sale device at first should draw some suspicion from the merchant. And of course, the merchant, if they have any doubts, does not have to carry on with the transaction if they feel that they might be at a risk of loss or if something seems very suspicious.
Do we know where these gift cards are ending up? Are they being sold online?
We're still trying to discover what's happening with these gift cards. They may be online, or they may be used by the culprits themselves to make large purchases of goods and services. They can be, essentially, once you have a gift card, you have cash on plastic, which means that you can use this to purchase food, clothing, electronics, anything that would be available for the purchase of cash could be potentially purchased with these gift cards as well.
Is there a large amount of, are these gift cards being purchased in large quantities, or is there a large quantity of money on them?
They're being purchased in large amounts. In some cases, the culprits will go into a store and they'll buy possibly 8 to 10 cards at a time, each with, say, a $100 limit on the gift card. And essentially, when you combine all of that together, you can have thousands of dollars worth of cash accessible very easily.
Then are there victims who've had their information stolen in the first place? And do you know how many of those victims are with you?
Yes, essentially what happens in a case like this is the magstripe data on the fake card will have been obtained illegally through some other means, such as credit card skimming. Once that magstripe data is obtained, the culprits can then place that on a new cloned or counterfeit card and then produce that card, emboss whatever name they want to on it, and then use that for illegal means. We're still attempting to find out how many victims there are, and we're not certain as of yet as to where these victims are.
What about consumers who were to buy these gift cards? If we talk to people who bought these gift cards online and then they don't work, is there any way for them to know if these are fraudulent or bought by fraudulent means?
Well, essentially that's one of the dangers of purchasing an item like that online, is there's a certain element of buyer beware. However, there are, again, certain steps that a buyer can take to try to mitigate the possibility of being defrauded. They can ask to meet with the seller in person, verify their identity, even if need be, take their photograph, and get some more information out of the seller. That's one method that a buyer can use to protect themselves. But essentially here again, we recommend that somebody who wants to purchase an item like that online or from somebody else use their own common sense and due diligence.